you guys, it is an absolutely gorgeous day for today, and we are on the hunt for the letter A. If you didn't watch my overview of the vowels, make sure you watch it. We're gonna have about 10 videos on the letter A and all the different sounds it makes. But all we're doing today is just trying to find big A and little a. So do you spot the A in this sign? Well, I'm holding a cup of coffee. It's kind of hard to bend down without dropping it. Okay, do you see it? Okay, so is this a big A or a little A? So if it's a big A, you're correct. That's an A, and because it's an AI, it makes the A sound. You do not have to remember that right now. And this is the word daily. Okay, the great thing about vowels is that they are everywhere. So we have a couple in this sign up here. I feel that I'm going to be doomed, to spilling coffee all over myself today, but I'm going to do my best not to. So there's an A at the end of the word cascadilla, and there's also in the middle. And when an A comes at the end of the word, it often makes an sound. There's also an A in cayuga, which should be cayuga, but it's cayuga. And then there's also an A in the sign gayogoboba. I don't know. I think that might be Tibetan. I'm not sure. If anyone knows what language it is, please tell me. G-A-Y. That's a small A. Alright, sorry I wasn't able to point to those signs. I realize that my height is somewhat of an interference in helping you find signs here, because I'm always looking up and trying to point to them. Maybe a taller person would do a better job. But hey, you know, if you're 5'4" like me, maybe that'll be helpful to you. Okay, people are trying to pass me on the street. Okay, now we have some nice A's. Looks like all the signs are either low or high. So you're zooming in a big uppercase A, and this is an AR, so it makes the sound R. We have a couple different A's in this sign. Putting my coffee down so I don't spill it. Okay, so we have some nice cursive here. No A. We're gonna zoom in on this AR. Is that a funny font? Big A and an R. When you see A and R together, it makes the sound R. Don't have to remember it, just know it. And then, how about here? Is this a big A or a little? Now, A comes before U here. Whenever a vowel is with another vowel, sounds get weird. In this case, A makes the sound aw. August. Okay, and then here we have a nice little two A's. Okay, so this is the word, whoa, this is a lot of words mixed together, but we're gonna zoom in on Ithaca, because that's where we are. And we have two A's in this word. They both make different sounds, so almost always at the end of the word, an A makes it sound We're gonna do a whole video on that, so don't worry. And so this is Ithaca. Here it's not Ithaca, it's just Ithaca. But you know, that's the name of the town, and people always have their strange ways of pronouncing the names of towns. In this case, Ithaca came from the Greek city. It's a sister city to Ithaca in Greece. Okay, so here we have a fun sign. This is the Sagan Planet Walk in Ithaca. It's a really fun walk you can take all the way to the Science Center, and I believe that they're trying to put these signs at the actual distance to the Earth. So I think the Science Center is the Earth, not the actual distance. Obviously, that'd be super far. Whatever you say. What do you say when you're talking about like relative distance? I forget. Okay, so this is someone's name, Carl Sagan, famous astronomist, and it's a name, so names are weird. So you have two big A's here. Sagan. That's how it's pronounced. Do not fret about it. And then we also have some more examples of different pronunciations. So is this uppercase or lowercase? Again, we have an uppercase. And as we've talked about uppercase and lower cases, I mean, usually they're supposed to be at the beginning of a sentence or the beginning of a word, but when people really want to emphasize a title, sometimes they put everything in caps. So this is it all in caps. So this is a very normal A. It's planet, like Janet, my mom's name. And then this is an AL, and ALK. In ALK, A makes the sound aw. So you know what W makes, W. So since you know that this is awk, can you guess what this word is? Walk. Say it fast now. Walk. The Sagan planet walk. Okay, and here we have another A that says its name. It's the planet Uranus. Do you see the big A? Big A. And then we have, we'll just do this. Okay, this one is one that you can kind of start finding everywhere. If you're not a English speaker, you might not know this, but English has a lot of articles in it. So instead of saying dog sat, we say a dog sat or the dog sat. So you're gonna see a lot, just alone as one word. What's in a name? Yeah. A. At a time. Ooh. All right, so let's see, what else do I want to show? Oh yeah, so we had, oh, here we have another A. This is a word with a silent E. We're gonna have a very fun video on silent E. E makes the A say its name. And actually we're reading the word name. So we have a name. What? So this is just like, actually this phrase is such a great example of how wonky A is. Here we have A as in what, where it makes an sound. What's in, and then A alone, which is either or A. People say it differently. And then we have A saying its name because of the silent E rule. What's in a name? Don't be overwhelmed, my friends. We are going to do this one step at a time. And you, like me, will wonder how you ever learned all these rules, because they're just going to feel like second nature to you. That's how the human mind works. At first, you have to be very intentional and specific and retrieve it. And then gradually, you practice, and it becomes like second nature to you. You don't even have to think about it. So I think that's a pretty good overview of the letter A. And I just want you to go about your day, AY, trying to find big A's and little A's. Anything that has an A in it, or the word A, which can be a, or ah, or an, and not, or, yeah, lots, or at the end. Oh, here we have a fun one. I bet you can find the A here. It's right at the beginning. Do you see the A in this sign? There are two big ones. Attention anglers. Lake sturgeon live in these waters. And lake sturgeon live in these waters. See, live and live can be pronounced differently. It's pronounced live because it's a verb here. It's an action. Isn't that weird? Same word, pronounced differently. Has nothing to do with A, but thought it's interesting. Okay, let's start over. Attention anglers. Do you see the A in those words? Are they uppercase or lowercase? Lake sturgeon live in these waters and must be released. There's an A in lake. Immediately if caught. That's A-U-G-H-T, makes an A sound. They are, A-R-E, makes an R sound. Threatened, there's a weird A, E-A, that makes an S sound. Usually E-A makes the E sound. In New York, and, very nice irregular A sound, A-N-D, R, A-R-E, that makes the sound that usually A makes with R. Illegal to possess, lake sturgeon, there you have an A that says its name again because of the E. Sturgeon is a weird old E-O-N. New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, there's an A, Albany. Okay, so extra credit, if anyone wants to go through this whole sign and write down every single word that has an A in it, then I love you very much and you're doing a great job. I don't have a specific prize in mind for you, but try to find the A words if you can. And what else did I want to tell you? I can't really remember. Just to remember, you're not supposed to know all the letter combinations with A. You're just supposed to try to find them. Oh yeah, this sign is all in caps, all title case, because they think that this is very, very, very important, and they don't want people to catch these beautiful lake sturgeon. All right, that's what I've got for you today. Have a beautiful day finding the letter A. I hope we didn't do a lot of lowercase A's. They're a little bit funky. Let's just actually, before we wrap up, let's find a few more lowercase A's. You'll find them more when you're reading and not so much in street signs. So we have here in the word image. That's the AG combo. We have Uranus, A saying its name. Can you find the A in near? That's the E combination. Solstice, when there is little atmospheric. That's a good old standard A, at. Here's another good one. Activity. Visible. The rings around. That's a little bit of a weirder one. Comes before an R, but it doesn't say around, it says around. The planet, that's a normal A, R, that's before R, to dark, R, to C. Image, a weird old AGE sound, udge, captured, normal sound by the Voyager, that we have AGE, doesn't say age, says udge, to, and that's actually because of the R at the end. Well, voyage probably should be voyage, but it's voyage. Comes from the French of voyage. Voyager to spacecraft, and that actually is a well-behaving A, which says A because of this silent E. That's called a compound word. Spacecraft. That's a word that has two words in it. Space. Oh, and then we have one more A. Can you find it? Let's see if we can actually sound out this word. What sound does C make? K. What sound does R make? R. So what are those first sounds together? Blended? Kr. What sound does A make? A. That's the most common sound of A. So we have kra, kra. And then we have an F. What sound does F make? F. Craft. And then we have a T. T. So craft. And that's a little hint. We're going to have a bunch of videos on how to learn to read words, but I like to give you guys a little taste of it. That's how you read a word. You just sometimes even cover up the end of the word. Craft. Craft. I like covering up the word as I go through it because that helps me not get distracted. All right. A is a nice letter. It's the first letter in the alphabet. Big A, pretty easy to spot. Little a looks a little bizarre, but you can find it. So don't worry about all these weird old A sounds. Just try to find uppercase A, big A, title case. Sometimes it's called a cap letter. Find a big A and find small A's, lowercase, little letters, and tell me what you find. If you see a really cool street sign with the letter A, let me know. Often they appear in one-way streets, so that's a little hint. Do you see that? In the one-way street, the A. See if you can find it. Take care.